energy surrounds us and binds us.
What's up, Marvel fans, and welcome back to the Carbonite Convos podcast. If this is your first time joining us, you've just taken your first step into a larger world, and we can't thank you for coming back for yet another episode of the pod. Today, this is our first episode since the release of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, so you know that we had to hop on an episode and just dedicate the entire thing to discussing what the heck we just saw. It's been a week. It's coming up
almost, right?
Yeah, we're recording this on Wednesday. What's today? The 12th, the 11th. We're recording it on Wednesday, the 11th. So by the time this comes out, it would have been a week. So it's been a week and we haven't even been able to talk about it. So everything that we talk about today, this is the first time that Alec and I have.
It's fresh take.
Yeah, it is. So
it's a fresh take. Hell yeah.
Let's just jump right in, man.
Let's do it, man.
We're gonna start at the beginning of the movie. What was you take the reins?
So out of the gate, I was a little confused as to what was happening. I'm sure everyone else was. The whole Defender Strange trying to take America Chavez's power type of thing. I don't know how I felt about that, because they make a point to it later in the movie, like all strangers are the same. They're all the same, yada yada. We've heard that before, right? We've heard that before. And so, like, once I saw that, I immediately went to the fact, like, oh my God, is our Doctor Strange willing to do this? Like, I know they're the same person from different realities, but they're still the same person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was my immediate thoughts. And obviously things worked out where he kind of saved her by pushing her through the portal that she created. But
well, that's because
that was really just a last
ditch
second
effort.
resort. Yeah.
I think the movie as a whole, obviously, other than Wanda, America Chavez, everything aside, I think the point of this movie was to focus on our the fact that we have Earth 616 mentioned for the first time.
Confirmed.
Yes. So our Earth 616 Doctor Strange, I think the point of this movie was to confirm that he is different. You know, he's not like the other Doctor Stranges, but I think sort of how in Return of the Jedi, you never know if Luke is going to turn to the dark side. You don't know which path he's going to take. That's why he's wearing black. That's why he's very, for lack of a better term, he's very suspect throughout the movie. But I think Multiverse of Madness follows that trend where you're waiting for Doctor Strange you're waiting for 616 Strange to make that play that falls in line with every other Doctor Strange, you know, and it just doesn't happen. You know, he cracks open the Darkhold, sure, but
that's to save the world, essentially.
And didn't, quote, get out of hand.
Right. I don't know what to expect out of that, man, because with him reading the Darkhold and doing what you're not supposed to do, it still corrupts you. It corrupts the best. Look at Wanda. Like, she was a good person. Okay. Yes, something terrible happened to her that drove her to wanting to use the Darkhold, but it wasn't until she fully opened the Darkhold and dove into that dark magic that she became a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. And actually,
you know
became the Scarlet Witch. And I think part of that falls into studying it and doing it repeatedly, you know? So who knows where cracking it open one time and then never dealing with it again, who knows what kind of impact that'll have. Maybe, you know, he will get, you know, maybe there will be some type of consequences from it, but I doubt it will be as large as what we saw with Wanda.
What makes me hopeful is something we heard in the first Doctor Strange movie from the Ancient One. She said, "You're meant to be the best of us, Strange."
Well, that wasn't from the doc. That wasn't from.
That was from the Ancient One. Yes, it was.
Yeah, but that was from Endgame. She tells that to Banner. She says,
"Oh, you're right.
Strange, he's meant to be the best of us."
You're right. I forgot about that. I was thinking that was in the first one. You're absolutely right. She says at the Banner when she discovers, like, oh, I actually have to give him the time stone.
Yeah. But, you know, following that, the Ancient One does say in Doctor Strange 1, she tells Mordo, we never defeat our demons. We learn how to live above them. And I think that echoes true throughout this entire film. We literally see demons. So I think that quote stands true as much as it did in the first movie.
No, absolutely. And I feel like Doctor Strange truly is supposed to be the main person. Feige said it. He's the main hero going forward.
Yeah.
He's the new Iron Man. He's the leader of the Avengers going into phase 4. There's no way they're going to lose him to the dark side. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
The dark side.
So let's get back a little into, the actual chronologic order of the movie. I thought it was super cool to see Dr. West at Christine's wedding. He's the doctor from the first movie that Doctor Strange goes back and forth with. And what I really enjoyed about this was what we saw Infinity War and Endgame play out. We know that Doctor Strange looked into 14 million plus realities and saw that the Avengers only won one. They made their only play and they won. If they hadn't, half the population's gone. But the thing about that is you forget that other people, people in Earth 616, they don't know that that was the only way out. So this
they
guy,
just think they won. Like they fought and won.
He lost his 2 cats and then he lost his brother. So when he said his cats, I was like, oh my gosh. And then when he said his brother,
I was like, geez.
I think that was to bring out the emotion in it. And it was really nice seeing Doctor Strange feel very empathetic towards him. But hearing him ask, I can't help but think, was there another way? Doctor Strange, he straight up tells him we did our only play. And he can't explain that to everybody. He can't just go on TV and say, hey, I looked into every reality. Well, I guess he could, but he can't say I looked into every reality and only saw us win one and we won that one, because the odds are literally 14,600,000 whatever to 1. So I thought that was super interesting, and just seeing the aftermath of this heroic battle and this heroic victory, the negative effects that it has. We've seen it in other shows, but this one really stuck out to me with him and Dr. West.
My question is, yes, okay, so he looked into 14 million, what realities, okay? Were those realities specifically outcomes from Earth 616, or did he look into the different dimensions, Earth 838, for example, that we'll talk about later? But that obviously worked out too, right? I forget who said it. It might have been Wong. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly, but someone said to him, it might have been Dr. West, was that the true only way you could have got out of it, or was that the only way where you survived?
I don't remember that part.
Someone said that to him. I cannot recall. It was something along those lines.
Well,
and I was like, that really raised the question, because again, what outcomes were we looking at? Was he looking at Earth 616 and all the potential plays that he could think of and to see where they would go? Or did he look into true other realities to be able to see expected outcomes?
I think that he only saw Earth 616.
I also think that,
because we see that they've defeated Thanos. But the thing is, I would think that he can only see realities where he lives, because he wouldn't be able to see beyond death. You know what I mean?
Just like the ancient one in the first movie.
Exactly.
She goes, for some reason, I've never been able to see past this point, and now I realize why.
So maybe there are a few thousand realities, not realities, but a few thousand outcomes where Doctor Strange died, but they still won. But he won't be able to tell that.
I like that take, because if he can't see it, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He sees himself die. He assumes everyone dies.
Yeah, that's all he sees at that point. So, and then he just gets absolutely roasted. He says, but you're the best superhero, you're the best surgeon, but you still didn't get the girl, that's true. Can we talk that wedding scene was a little cringy,
with
her like dancing,
dude,
or which scene?
Just like the dialogue and stuff, you can just tell it was Sam Raimi.
Like between him and Dr. West, or
no,
him
just
and
like
Christine?
in the mostly between him and Christine.
Really?
Yeah, I just felt like, and I'm not complaining about it. I still very much enjoyed it. It was just very Sam Raimi. One of the people I saw it with looked over at me after the movie and he goes, "I could tell Sam Raimi directed this movie," and I said, "So could I." It's just like the screaming and the certain dialogue. It just
Really?
you could tell it's him.
Maybe I haven't watched a lot of like Sam Raimi films to know like his mannerisms when directing.
Well, every director does.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they all have their own
Exactly.
styles and stuff. And you can
Yeah.
just tell this is a Sam Raimi movie. It's not
Yeah.
a knock. It's just
Not at
how it
all.
is.
And then Gargancho comes and
Mhm.
they come save the day. We see Wong in action. And let's just talk a little bit about Doctor Strange meeting America Chavez, them talking with Wong, because I remember it absolutely blew my mind when he said, dreams are just windows into realities of your
Yes.
other selves. I was like, holy crap. Because I started just thinking about all the dreams that I've had in my life where I wake up and it felt so real. Like you can feel the emotions, you can feel everything, and you wake up and it's almost like the dream felt more real. You're like, whoa,
Right.
that was weird. So there were a lot of moments in this film where it really just made me think. It was very what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of it was the same word that I felt in Eternals, and I couldn't find it when I was trying to talk about it when we were talking about Eternals, where it's like you're kind of outside of yourself looking in.
Oh, like Astral?
No, it's not it's more of a
No, okay.
feeling.
I
Like
gotcha.
it's more of a feeling where it's making you think about life. It's making you think about your choices and think
Kind of
about
lucid,
loose.
kind
Like
of.
you're on the right path, but it's
I
just,
gotcha.
it's a type of emotion,
Okay.
not, it's just where you're just, the movie just made me think, they ask questions like, are you happy? That was a big one. And that's a big question. That's pretty much the main question of life
Of
is, are
life
you
is, are
happy?
you
So it's like
happy?
you sit there and think and you're like, I'm happy. Yeah. And then you see Doctor Strange. Oh, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. But you can tell he's not.
He's not.
So the movie just made me think a lot, and I enjoyed it.
Dude, you know it'd be sick?
What?
So while we're on this topic about dreams, I think a super cool what if type spinoff would be like MCU dreams, where you go back into the MCU where Cap wakes up from a nightmare or something along those lines, and they dive into that dream, which is now confirmed to be a different reality of that
Yeah.
Cap or that Iron Man or whoever. I would love to see different stories of those characters.
No, that'd be cool.
That'd
That'd
be
be cool. I mean,
sick.
they can do anything moving
They can do
forward.
anything that, especially animation wise, they can do whatever
Yeah.
they want. I really liked America Chavez though. Chavez though.
Chavez.
Chavez. I know I sounded terrible right there. America Chavez was great. Okay,
I liked her a
the
lot.
fact that she is the only one
Yeah.
that I found interesting. I was like,
Yeah. I love that about, I think we need something like that.
I do too.
I think that was super interesting.
It's a very unique power, and we say this a million times. We say this a million times per episode. It's something new we haven't seen before, and I find that just to be very interesting. What once she's able to control those powers, what she can do for what has to be the Young Avengers
Yeah.
eventually, she's going to be really cool.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I really enjoyed her character. It's cool how she has a look at other stranges, and she knows these heroes and other realities. She acts so surprised. Wait, you're not the Sorcerer Supreme?
Yeah, I
That
love
was really
that.
cool. She
That's
doesn't
some.
know, she hasn't run into a Spider-Man yet. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
She didn't
dude,
know
I
who
love
Spider-Man
that
was.
scene.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, didn't Doctor Strange make everyone
I
forget? But
just
I guess that was
forgot
just
about Peter
in
Parker.
616. That's true. That's a
Yeah.
good point. I guess
So it's
it's
like
more about
she
Peter
hasn't
Parker.
run into
A
a
Spider-Man. That's
Spider-Man yet.
wild.
I know.
That's
I thought,
crazy.
think that's really cool. Really cool. So sorry, go ahead. You look like
No,
you're
it's just on the topic of America Chavez. I want to know if one of those dimensions that they went through was Mustafar. Like I know they did that in What If. But
I thought the same
it
thing.
happened so fast. And I've only seen the movie once. I know you've seen it twice now. I can't recall. I just want to go back and see exactly and break down those scenes, especially once it's released on Disney Plus or on DVD.
Well, they
And
broke
just
through like 20 of them. So there's got to be some Easter eggs hidden in there.
has to be. I like the fact that she said, yeah, you don't want to get stuck in that dimension where you're turned into paint.
Paint world. Yeah. It's hard to eat.
It's hard to get out of there.
Yep. Well, she said it's hard to eat.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Wanda a little bit. I thought it was super cool how, they say this isn't sorcery. This is witchcraft. Do we know anybody? And then they play the WandaVision theme song.
Yeah, the little.
I know. So right there, I was like, holy crap, that's awesome. So I'm going to let me go on for a second because I'm going to explain
my man.
what I was thinking.
I'm going to sit here and enjoy it.
During that scene with Wanda. We see it all. You see her, what appears to be, she's in her dream. Obviously, she's going through a lot, but she's living this nightmare, but she's not corrupt anymore. She put the Darkhold and the magic aside. She's living that Thanos life where she's just farming, doing the simple things in life. So I like when Doctor Strange walks up. I believed it all day. Doctor Strange walks up. He said, wow, it smells very, I can't remember what she said. She said sweet. And he says real. And I was thinking, okay, well, yeah, it is real. Maybe that was just him throwing shade. He does that. She said, right. It's very real. They talk, he says he's not here about Westview. He's talking about the girl. I didn't realize that he hadn't said her name yet, talking about America. So when she says, why don't you bring America here? I didn't realize anything yet because I hadn't realized it.
And then he stops.
And yes, and it took him a couple seconds. So I'm wondering, I'm like, what's going on? Is he just very hesitant to bring her here after what happened at Westview? That's when she says, you didn't say her name, did you? And because I didn't realize it, I thought she was just asking, what is her name? Mm-hmm. Because I didn't realize she had already said it. So right when she said that, they go back and forth for a couple more seconds, and he says, no, I didn't say her name, yada, yada, yada. And then she says, the hex was the easy part. And then it all unravels. I was blown away. And
I was too, bro.
In that moment, that's what I think leading up to the movie, I didn't know what Wanda's role was going to be. Because I told you, and we'll get into this later. Just remind me of a text I sent you. Just say, yo, you said a text that I sent you. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Wanda's role was going to be going into this movie. But I had a couple ideas. But right when the fog clears and you see
all the corrupted land, and
yes, that's when I knew we were in for it. I was like, holy crap, we're getting the Scarlet Witch. Like, Wanda is evil. She's very evil. What are we going to do? So that was my just thought process throughout that entire scene. I went from thinking that we were good to go, Wanda's okay, she put the Darkhold down, to realizing, holy crap, nah.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, bro. I was really caught off guard, and I hate to say that we saw it coming, but we kind of did, kind of didn't. Like, I was a little sad. I'm not going to lie. I was like, damn, this is really happening. And what made me even more sad was when we found out that this was the only reality where her kids were not real.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, this is the only reality that she's evil. Because her whole motive, it has to be, because her whole motive behind her now adult life is Billy and Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looked into all these other universes, took control of herself in a different universe to see her kids. And God, I in a way I felt for her. I actually saw the movie with my parents and my girlfriend and her mom as well. And after the movie, they're like, I felt for her. Like, I genuinely felt her pain, and the fact that she knows this to be a fact that she is cursed to live this life while her in every other reality gets the life that she wants. I don't blame her.
No, you can't put yourself in her shoes. And I think the sad part is throughout the entire movie, watching Wanda just speak, you look into her eyes. It's not the one that we've had in the other 6 shows and movies that we've seen her. It's just a different character. It's not Wanda. It is the Scarlet Witch.
It's kind of like Vader. It's not Anakin. That's Darth Vader.
And it's
That's
incredible.
Not Wanda. You said it's the Scarlet Witch. Yeah, man. She's the Scarlet Witch now.
It's incredible how they really made these characters completely different, because not one time throughout the movie did I think of redemption whatsoever.
No, I think she's too far gone.
Yeah. What's interesting is America even said, when Doctor Strange asked, why are those creatures coming after you? She said a demon sent them. So when she said demon, obviously I thought Mephisto right off the bat. I was like, Mephisto, of course, not to be cliche, since all the stuff from WandaVision.
Confirmed.
Exactly. Not to be like that. But when I hear demon, I was like, I'm thinking Mephisto. And then sorry, my eye is killing me, man. Come to find out that we went from meeting Wanda as an antagonist to seeing her redemption arc, and then her being pegged a demon. Like that's like the second deepest word other than the devil.
Dude, especially after seeing WandaVision, we've seen her entire life. We have seen her entire life from when she was a little girl, a loving little girl around her family, watching sitcoms, to losing everything, her whole family, except her brother. She grows up with her brother. She gets experimented on, and these powers get exposed.
It's her.
And then she loses her brother. And then she loses her love. And then she loses her kids. And then she loses herself. And we see a full lifestyle with this character who's now, is she dead? I don't know. I don't think so. There's no way.
Well, we got to get to that.
We will, but God, it hurts, man. Like, I feel like that, and after Moon Knight, seeing all these sad deaths, man, like it's just a lot.
I know it is. Speaking of sad deaths, why don't we take a little jump, go to the big scene with the Illuminati, just kind of leading up to it. We see that Mordo is Sorcerer Supreme. Mm-hmm. We see that he's my brother. Come tell me everything about your universe. He drugs him, and then we see him in the chambers, and then he's brought before the Illuminati, which we all knew was happening. I kind of wish they wouldn't have released that last like teaser trailer. It was like 30 seconds. They gave like all the major spoilers. Yeah. They gave away Professor X's gold chair. They gave away the Illuminati. They put Captain Carter's shield in. It's like, dude, you had to go 3 more days without releasing this crap. I would have liked to not see it.
Have a bigger surprise, maybe.
Yeah. Like,
I feel like the audience reaction would have been even better if that happened. Yeah, my audience did go pretty nuts for John Krasinski.
That was the only time my audience did go nuts.
Mine did for Captain Carter as well. And Professor X.
Mine did a little for Carter and Professor X. Like, it was more like, but for John Krasinski, like, people clapped.
Because that one was a full surprise, bro.
What was?
John Krasinski.
I don't think it. Well, yeah, it was, but it was I think it was expected at this point.
Yes and no. It was the perfect opportunity for him, because I know one of his big things is like he doesn't want to like lock into a character long term. However, I've heard online.
Yeah.
So John Watts stepped down from Fantastic Four.
Really?
Direct Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's a rumor that John Krasinski would be open to playing Mr. Fantastic if he could direct.
Really?
That'd be awesome.
Let me ask you, did you like him as Mr. Fantastic?
I think so. I liked him. We didn't really get enough of him. Here's why I did like his Mr. Fantastic, actually. And I'm going to go on a rant here for a sec. Okay. Mr. Fantastic is very, very arrogant, like matching Tony Stark, if not
really
more. Oh yeah.
I thought that he wasn't the arrogant one in the Fantastic Four.
No, they all are, like the whole, like the
Okay.
Fantastic Four are, they're all, that's why they get into a lot of weird situations. Anyways, he's very arrogant. Okay. That has a point with directly why the Illuminati exist. Everyone in the Illuminati is arrogant as can be, all of them, because they feel like they make all of the major decisions for the entire world, right?
Yeah.
It's worked in that reality up to a point. However,
Till now.
in Secret Wars, it fails. Okay, which goes to show we're on track for Secret Wars. We have to be. We have Earth 616 confirmed. We have Earth 838 confirmed. We have the two realities we need for Secret Wars. Okay, with the Illuminati, this might be a dumb question. Okay, this might be common knowledge. I'm not sure. Does the Illuminati exist in that universe because Civil War never happened?
Dude, this is what I understand about the Illuminati. I think the Illuminati is the Illuminati in just for the entire multiverse.
No, it's for that reality.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I thought that it was for the entire multiverse, and that's why they have these different heroes.
Well, no, it can't be, because if it was the Illuminati was for the entire multiverse, what would the point of He Who Remains be? You know, he's more the judge of the multiverse, and that's why it was kept like this
up
for
until
so long.
Loki. What is going on? Like, how did these multiverses exist when they just cracked open and Loki and Wanda and all this stuff? Like, I don't understand.
Again, we go back to what we heard in Endgame. We don't understand how time works. Like, time and realities and stuff, it's more complicated than it just starts at a certain point. I feel like once that reality branches, it's an entire reality back to when the universe was formed. Even if it starts on today is the 11th of May, started May 11th, it's still going to go back billions and billions and billions of years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So back to Fantastic Four. Well, back to Mr. Fantastic. I loved seeing John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, as Reed Richards. I don't think his acting was the best. I
feel like it was supposed to, though, because back to what I was saying about arrogance. They go into this battle, all of them, but even beforehand, talking to our Doctor Strange.
We can handle you, little dream hopping witch.
It's what I was about to say. Exactly. We can handle it. Oh, we're gonna take that, dude. Mr. Fantastic walks in the room and says, "Wanda, Black Bolt can take you out with just saying one word with his mouth." And she says, "What mouth?" He gave away in his arrogance. He gave away their plan. If he would not have said that, they could have taken her out.
Yeah.
But because he's so arrogant, so full of himself, and they all are, they feel like they make every decision the best way and the right way for the entire universe. They failed.
Yeah, and I'm not arguing with any of that whatsoever. I think you're exactly right. I think my thing is truly just John Krasinski's acting as Mr. Fantastic. I just didn't buy it. I
100% feel what you're saying, but I feel like that was intentional. And for that Mr. Fantastic.
You know, maybe it's because I haven't seen anything else with John Krasinski other than The Office.
Have you seen A Quiet Place?
No. Really so good. I've never seen him act anything other than The Office, and The Office is unlike no other. So, you know, maybe that's why I do have this
like a fixation, like you can only see him as this person.
Not even that. Like I did see him. I don't know. I didn't buy the role. Like for some reason, I enjoyed it still, but I was just like, his acting's a little dry for it. But man, he looked the part for sure. Like it was awesome. It was awesome seeing him. And honestly, I would want him back as Mr. Fantastic again. I just feel like a couple of the lines, I don't know. It was very cliche, kind of how you were saying.
That might be a Sam Raimi thing.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know what it was, but.
So while we're on the topic of Mr. Fantastic real quick, did you catch the little throwaway line from Doctor Strange where he said something to him along the lines of Mr. Fantastic? Didn't you try to do that in the 60s or something along those lines?
I knew it was a reference. I didn't know what it was a reference. Like I caught that. I was like, okay, I don't know what he's talking about, but I know that he said that because of something he's done.
So the theory is that the Fantastic Four movie is going to be taking place in the 60s, and they were the first ones to experiment with the quantum realm, and they got stuck. And that they're going to show up in Ant-Man Quantumania.
Well, you just think, why would Doctor Strange know that from our universe?
Reed Richards was at one point the smartest man alive. People, I'm sure he was world famous. People know who Reed
But in
Richards
his
is.
reality, that was in his reality.
In his reality.
So maybe that happened in ours too.
In ours too, back in the 60s. This Reed Richards in Earth 838 is relevant to 2022 or whatever, 2023 in the MCU.
You think
I'm still confused on the dates, but Doctor Strange of our universe said, Reed Richards, didn't you guys do something in the 60s?
Yeah.
And they weren't the Fantastic Four yet, but because they got stuck in the quantum realm, that's where they're going to gain their powers and all that sort of stuff.
In the other movies, it's because they go to space. What if in this, it's because they go to the quantum realm?
Exactly.
That's really cool.
I like that. I feel like that's very realistic.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, I really enjoyed the point though of what you said, to bring it all back to the Illuminati, that the arrogance gave up their whole plan. Because if he doesn't say mouth, right when with one, Black Bolt could destroy you with one word from his mouth. They go from John Krasinski to Black Bolt, from here up on Black Bolt. Right when he said that, I was like, she's gonna take away his mouth. And what I did not expect was, all right, the mouth is gone, and then you just see his brain,
because he starts like mumbling and like freaking out and starts talking, and it just reflects back the other way. It was wild.
Pops out his head, and then he makes the brilliant move, like his stretchiness is gonna do something. She just pulls him apart, like you said, like a
like his stretchiness,
like a
stretchiness
pool
is gonna
noodle.
do something.
Jeez,
that's funny.
And then I thought it was really cool seeing Captain Carter and Maria look at each other like, yo, okay, it's our turn. Like, what do we do now? It's
business time now, yeah.
And, it was really unfortunate for me. Your favorite is Spidey. My favorite is Cap. We have so much Spidey coming that, we don't have to worry about lack of Spidey content. And I absolutely love Sam Wilson as Captain America. So we are getting more Captain America, and I know that. But at the same time, I, as a fan, I want more. Seeing all this stuff.
You also want more Steve Rogers. Like,
yeah, exactly.
If it was an option, you would take all of them.
Yes. Knowing that, Cap being the center of the MCU, those days are gone. That's sad for me, being the Cap fan. I'm sitting here watching Captain Carter just go ham, like, and very handle her own. I was very excited because I didn't think she would die. When she killed Black Bolt and Reed Richards, I didn't just automatically assume that all of them were going to die. So I'm sitting there watching her fight, complete badass, by the way. I was like, yes, Captain America, he lives. Not he, but like,
I know what you mean.
Started out as a he in the MCU, but it's like, Captain America. I saw her as Captain America, and I think that's an awesome step. I didn't really see that in What If, just because we didn't get too much. We were just introduced to the character, but seeing it live action and in this situation, I was like, yes, Captain America. She's here. This female Captain America is here, or Captain Carter, all this stuff. I know she's Captain Carter, but she's the embodiment. She is the super soldier. And then just watching her throw the shield and just slice her right in half. My heart broke. My heart tore in half the same way she did. I was so sad because I went from being so hyped, thinking, man, she's going to be in stuff moving forward. She might be one of my new favorites. Like, she is killing this role. She looks awesome. The shield's awesome. She's killing it. She's true at heart. And then just gets sliced in half. And I was just, I was broken down. I was so upset.
My immediate thoughts were not necessarily sadness about the loss of these new characters, but immediate fear of Wanda.
Yeah.
And the fact that not only was she able to take these people out, but she was able to take these people out with their own weapons in every way. She used Black Bolt's own voice to kill him. She stretched Mr. Fantastic too far. She threw the shield through Captain Carter. How did she kill
Captain Marvel? They were going back and forth.
They mushed her, right?
Yeah, they both went back, and then she toppled the big statue on top of her, and you just see her hand fall.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah. And then Professor X, man. That was rough.
That was rough.
Nuts. Just seeing it, it was so quick because you see him trying to help her out of the barricade. Then you see the mist, and you just see this horrifying Wanda come up, just
with the eyes and
crack his neck. Just a brutal way to die. Like, break the man's neck, and then he just falls on his chair.
That was brutal, bro. I like the fact that we kind of saw OG Wanda do her little mind manipulation, like behind the ear, like she did in Age of Ultron to Iron Man specifically, and all the other Avengers.
Yeah, she did.
I like that we kind of get the throwback to that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so that's pretty much it about the Illuminati. What else do we have? We see them hop through a couple different multiverses. We see the moment that Christine gives the watch to Steven. We see America, how she got the first time she had her powers and how she lost her family. That was some pretty intense scenes. Those were sad.
They absolutely were. And then I want to know, like, are there more of her kind? Because obviously, like, the star represents her people. I think all we know of her species. I mean, obviously she's a human, but like, is she really a human? I don't know. Like, she easily could be like an extraterrestrial, like
an
alien
eternal,
that looks like like something along those lines. I have no idea. But we see her moms. I wonder if they also had the same ability. Is she the only one? Why is it in this like shape of the star that represents their people?
I don't think they'd have it.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe they do have it, and they're looking for her the same way she's looking for them.
I have no idea. They made too many references of maybe you'll see them again one day. Maybe they're still alive. Maybe they're out there. Like, I feel like there's a very good chance that they're still out there.
Oh, I think they are too. And that's why I think they mentioned that as just reinforcing, like, building her character, that you didn't kill your parents. Like, there's a good chance they're still out there. You have to tame her powers and just find them.
Mm-hmm.
So we see. All right. So when the trailers came out, I thought that Sinister Strange was
I thought he was going to be the villain first off, and I
thought that it was
off there.
No, you're good. I just thought he was the one from What If, but he's not. And I didn't expect that, and that kind of goes along the lines of the guy. The Doctor Stranges who read the Darkhold too long and let it get out of hand are the ones that it corrupts, because the not Supreme Strange,
Sinister.
No, him, but the Strange that the Illuminati had to kill.
Okay.
That Strange, and then Sinister Strange. Sinister Strange said things got out of hand.
Yeah.
And when Mr. Fantastic was describing their Doctor Strange, he said he looked at me and told me things got out of hand. So that's what gives me hope about 616 Strange, is the fact that he didn't let it get out of hand. And maybe that's why, the reality is still intact. His mind is still intact. Sinister Strange is gone.
That's interesting, because I said it earlier, like Doctor Strange is kind of like the main hero moving forward.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't get to the point where that it does corrupt him.
Well, the Darkhold's gone.
Yeah, it's destroyed. So
we can't read it anymore.
Speaking of that, while we're talking about that, how sad was this? I forget the character's name who destroyed the Darkhold.
Oh yeah, I don't know her name. Yeah, that destroyed it, and then Wanda just turns her to stone as a tears falling down.
Yeah, that was brutal, bro. When Wong's sitting there tied up. First off, Wong was awesome in this movie. I
He
love him
was,
so
dude.
much. He's
He's
hilarious.
awesome.
He's a G, bro. He's awesome. Um, he's like, let me out so I can go destroy it. And she
It
looks at him
can't
and
be
says,
you.
it can't be you. And she's right. It could not have been him.
No.
It could not have been him.
Mm-mm.
But I felt terrible because her sacrifice meant nothing
Um.
because she was able to get it right back.
Yes, but that's kind of one of those Thanos scenarios where if she doesn't do that, how far does it go?
Right.
She doesn't need to find
Kind
this
of, I guess it more or less put just like inhibited her for a little bit.
Wanda core. Do you notice that the name of the mountain was named after her?
No,
Wanda core.
really.
Yeah. I noticed that the second time.
How was that throne and stuff already there? Is that ancient witches built it or like?
Well, the Darkhold speaks of the Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
There's a chapter of her in the Darkhold. So she didn't write the Darkhold. I think these demons built this throne for her, knowing that one day she would come. And she would be the most powerful being on Earth. She would be, well, throughout the universe. They built her this throne and
gave her these like bodyguard type.
Yeah, like they
beast.
Yeah, they built it for her because she would rule everything. It was said that it would either the Scarlet Witch would destroy or the opposite, whatever. Everything would be okay or it would be terrible. So that's why this throne was made in her honor.
Interesting, dude. That's
There were some, you're gonna see all the plot holes from Doctor Strange, all this crap, but it's just the movie itself is a plot hole. It's about time travel. It's about universes. It's stuff that we can't explain. So how can it be a plot hole?
I was wondering those scenes where she so when alternate reality Wanda that was being controlled by our reality Wanda.
Yeah.
When they were in the same room where there was the big scene with Billy and Tommy and she ultimately decided I'm going to do the right thing and end myself so that the world is saved. When did they film those? Because the kids who played Billy and Tommy have grown up since then. So they had to have filmed those scenes right after WandaVision.
Well, I'm sure they filmed them pretty close because this was being filmed before WandaVision even came out.
Wow. Yeah. So
do you see that Sam Raimi didn't watch all of WandaVision?
Really?
Yeah. He watched the gist of it. When I saw that, I kind of thought back, man, after all the backlash you got from Spider-Man 3, I'm very surprised that you didn't watch every second of WandaVision before making this movie. You can't watch a new Rockstar's video on this if you're going to make the Multiverse of Madness movie. I'll watch those videos all day long because I can. I'm not in charge of
directing the next movie.
I'm not in charge. So I can get by watching new Rockstars and 3C films. I can do that. Do that. The director of the movie can't. He can't just watch the gist of the show. You have to watch every damn second and understand what's going on.
That's wild to me. I mean, I'm sure he had help and the whole Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Studios team is there doing it. So I don't know exactly how much he had into every single thing that happened, but if you're going to be part of this major project, yes, absolutely. You should know what's happening.
Do your due diligence. And I'm just saying, I enjoyed Spider-Man 3, but after the overwhelming thumbs down on Spider-Man 3, you'd think he'd be a little more cognizant of that. But let's get really quick because we are running a little out of time. The whole thing with Doctor Strange reading the Darkhold, possessing this dead body, dude, that scene is where not in a scary way, oh my goodness, what's going on? But I was very shocked just to see that we're seeing him do a seance.
Yeah,
possess a dead body. They're talking about prisoning in hell, and we're seeing demons come out of his body, pulling at pretty much his soul. And they're telling him, it's forbidden to possess a dead body. Surrender the body now or face the eternal consequences. I was like, oh my gosh,
it got dark really fast.
Very, very
like the
dark.
whole movie was dark, like the whole thing.
Yes,
okay?
but that
like there were brutal deaths, but when that happened, I'm like, we are on another level now.
That was a very different level. It was
like when he's literally being controlled and eaten alive by demons, like these Dementor looking things, but then he's able to seize them and use them into his own power. That shows how strong our Strange is.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's what sets him apart. And it's interesting, right when he flies up to Mount Wandakor, Wanda yells, "Hypocrite, Dreamwalker, you hypocrite."
She's right.
She's right. Only she is right. And it's interesting because she said it a couple times. You're just doing this to keep me from my children, because at a point it's like, okay, she has the power to rule everything, but she doesn't want that. She just wants to be with her kids. The flip side of that is, okay, what happens to the mother of those kids? What happens to her? But it was a very interesting part of that movie where Doctor Strange finally realized, holy crap, she was being reasonable this whole time. She killed dozens of sorcerers. She destroyed so much, but that was her being reasonable.
I mean, she said it. She goes, "This is me being reasonable."
Dude,
before she does it, she goes, "This is me being reasonable." And everyone's like, "Yeah, okay, you're murdering everybody," but to what she can do.
Yeah. And I thought it was super interesting. I thought his little pep talk to America was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It was cool to see. I think she did learn her power a little too much too quick. I think she needed to
there's no way she has full control over
not
it,
at
though.
all.
From why I'm okay with that. And it's kind of the same with Spider-Man, where you say, oh, we just learned how to use their powers. They learn their powers when they have to.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right.
And that's why I'm okay with it.
No, I didn't think of it that way. You're absolutely right. So that just the scene of her dealing with other Wanda and her kids being afraid of her, that whole scene was very, very emotional. And America almost cut it too quick. And Strange said, no, don't, not yet. So when I saw the movie, Wanda's on her knee. Our Wanda's on her knees. The other Wanda's walking up to her. She puts her hand. It was a very touching moment. I didn't hear what she said. So I'm watching it with my buddy. I'm watching it with Chava. I was like, yo, what'd she just say? What'd she say? Because I didn't hear it. I was like, what the hell did she say? Just know that they'll be loved. I was like, oh man. And Chava thought that she was going to kill her. I never got that vibe.
I didn't get that
because
vibe.
The whole time I was sitting there just thinking that this is someone that understands her pain.
Well, it's literally her.
Yeah. So she understands.
So she has that love.
Yeah.
It's in her life. She probably she understands the most what it would be like to lose that. And she kind of is like, I feel your pain. Like, it's going to be okay though.
Yeah. This isn't something we should get into on this episode, but how do Tommy and Billy exist in all these other universes?
I was going to say, is Vision alive? Is he a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I have no idea.
Stuff that we'll probably never get answers to either.
No. I feel like Billy and Tommy will be real in our universe again at some point, though.
You think?
I think so. Wiccan and Speed, bro. Like they're going to, I feel like they're being set up for the Young Avengers. The whole Young Avengers thing is being set up.
No, I agree.
They're got to be, they at least have to be in the conversation.
Mm-hmm. All right. So one of the final things to talk about. So you don't think Wanda's dead?
I don't think Wanda's dead.
Not any Wanda, like our 616
I don't think
Wanda.
our Wanda is dead. No.
When I watched it the first time, I thought she was dead. When I watched it the second time, I thought different because, when she is making this what I thought was a sacrifice, when she is making sure that no other that nobody will ever be tempted by the Darkhold again. Originally I thought it was her death, but she's pulling down this big rock, this gigantic stone on top of her, right? You see a close-up of her face and you see the rocks fall on top of her, but then it pans out. It pans out and you see it from a distance and you see that big red poof.
Right.
Now, I think it's 50-50. Either that poof was her spell, like destroying the Darkholds in all the other universes. Either that's what that red poof was, or the red poof was her getting out of there.
Right.
So I don't know what it was.
Either one's a very real possibility.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's 50-50, and we won't know for a while, unfortunately.
So, excuse me. Let's say that she isn't dead. Let's say that she does survive that. Do you think that the next time we see her,
Jeez.
Jeez. Do you see the next time that we see her?
Is she a villain?
Is she gonna be villain, or will she be redeemed again?
I don't know, man. She goes so back.
In my
and
defense,
forth in the
I had like
comics.
I had a hiccup while I was saying that word. So I was like, see her.
She goes so back and forth, and she's already gone back and forth in the MCU. So I don't think it's out of the question for her to go back again. The problem is going to be her being accepted, because she could be tomorrow start doing the right thing again and be a hero again. But are
Make it on the
going to
lunchbox.
accept? She could.
Dude,
but
people were scared of her
for all the people she killed.
Yep, dude, people were scared of her in Civil War before she wasn't even doing it on purpose at that point.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's weird. I see a lot of people are upset that they kind of, she's Scarlet Witch is one and done now, but I don't think that's the case. I don't know.
I don't think so either. There's such a fan base for her.
Yeah.
There's such a fan base for her. I just
didn't see her being redeemed in this movie. I expected more villainy from her in more than one film.
I'm not gonna lie, I did as well. Once we were into the movie and we established that she's the villain, I'm like, oh, she's gonna be a big bad.
Yeah. But she ain't.
So how about that post credit?
I didn't even know, man. Like, I don't know.
So I didn't know who the character was at first. It's Clea.
Yeah.
But when she opened that portal, I immediately knew it was the Dark Dimension.
Is it?
It has to be.
Okay.
Clea is, I might be wrong in relation, the niece of Dormammu, daughter of Dormammu, one or the other.
Wow.
And so her and Doctor Strange in the comics go back and forth. They're a love interest at one point. She's evil at one point. She's a hero at one point. She works with Dormammu. She works with Strange. So I think at one point she became the Sorcerer Supreme. So she's a cool character. We're going to see Dormammu again because I forget exactly what she said, but she mentions the time loop that he created when he went and saved the world from Dormammu. And that can't flow like that for the universe to work, right? So like they're going to go fix it, I guess. I have no idea.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I think it's just interesting the part about his third eye.
When it opened, I was like, yo.
We've seen it open twice now. So I am very interested with that. I also thought it was really cool seeing America struggle with doing the portals, because just seeing her do like the very robotic motions, I don't know. I really got a crack out of that.
Yeah, and I did too.
Maybe one of the last things we'll talk about, when Doctor Strange and Wong are talking, this is just what made me like Wong so much more, man. He asks him if he's happy, and he says, that's an interesting question. He says, sometimes I think about what it would be like, it pretty much if he weren't the Sorcerer Supreme, if he didn't choose this path. Then he says, yet I remain grateful for this. I remain grateful in this life, even with its tribulations. And it's just
Wong, man.
I don't know, like even if he's not happy, he remains grateful through everything.
For what he does have.
Yeah. It was,
Dude,
man,
I don't know one
Wong.
person that doesn't like Wong.
Dude, he's a G, man.
Wong
You're
is
right.
a G, bro.
He's a G. Oh, man. So, what else? Is that
I don't
everything?
know, man. I think that's about it. I want to see the movie again. And honestly, I might try to go see it. I think on Tuesdays, tickets are like $7 or something like that. So I might try to go see it on a cheap night or something.
Yeah. We saw it on a matinee, $7.50.
There you go. Yeah, it's paid 20 something bucks for premiere night. We saw it in IMAX, but worth it. Definitely IMAX, like for premiere night, had to.
Yeah, that's cool.
I almost bought that popcorn bucket too. I was like, damn, that thing's sweet.
I might, if they still have them, I might just to figure out some way to do a display with it.
You could put pops inside of it. Be kind of cool.
That's what I was thinking. I know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. You could like stick it to the wall. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Yes, bro. I have that astral Doctor Strange pop. What if I like stuck it to the wall and put that on top of it?
Right?
No,
that one's not. That'd be sick. Dude, you could easily do that'd be really cool.
Ooh, I have some.
There you go.
Ideas are flowing now. But do you have anything else, man?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Speaking of the thing, real quick, did you see that new thing at Disney World?
No.
So you know the web shooters at Disney?
Yeah.
Like the web thing.
Yeah.
So they have an attachment now for the rings, like make it like a sling ring and it spins really fast. And
really?
Like it makes the shape. There's a feature if you wear them on the web shooters ride, if you do the thing, it doesn't shoot webs, it shoots like magic.
Really?
Yeah, really it makes it like the Doctor Strange. It's real. I was like, I saw it on TikTok. I was like, that's sick. I just had to throw that out there real quick.
No, that's really neat. That is cool. But I think we are good to go. I think this was the most for how wild and mad this movie was. I think we stayed on a pretty decent track.
Yeah, man.
But everybody, we can't thank you enough for coming back for another podcast episode here on Carbonite Convos. Make sure to come back tomorrow for our list of Funko Pops from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. There are over 30 pops that are you always throw me off, Alec. He's throwing up fingers. That these creators on Instagram that we partner with, they made these pops. They're allowing us to do an exclusive video. So make sure to come back tomorrow and every other day when we have collection videos, TikToks, we have facts, Easter eggs every day. Always something coming out from us. And make sure to check us out on all other social media platforms at Carbonite Convos and Fandom Facts. But until the next time you are on the channel, may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.